was pretty funny. Anyway, I just left the bar. I was talking to this girl at the bar. So we got a little conversation. Well, what do you do here? She's, I'm a stripper. I said, really? Do your parents know you're a stripper in Las Vegas? She says, no, they think I'm a hooker in Chicago. I used to drink a lot more, but I don't drink anymore. I used to get sharp pains in my eyes after a night of drinking. I went to the doctors. He said, you ought to consider maybe taking the swizzle stick out of the glass. Anyway, I'm from New York, in case you haven't already guessed. Big Yankee fan, yes indeed. A long while ago, somebody said to me, if you were on a boat with Mickey Mantle and your father, and the boat was sinking, and you could only save one person, who would you save? I said, what are you kidding? My old man can't even hit 200. Of course, I'm just joking. My father just turned 95, went out and got himself some Viagra. I'm thinking to myself, that's like putting a new flagpole on the end of the building. Anyway, he gets the Viagra. 2 days later, he gets arrested for rape. They charge him with assault with a dead weapon. Anyway, it's great here to be in Vegas. I forgot all my jokes already. Let me see, where the hell are we now? Yeah, well, anyway, when he turned 90, we sent the hooker to his condo. She opens the door, and she says, I'm here for super sex. My father says, I'll take the soup. Anyway, it's great to be here. Of course, my girlfriend is pissed off, as usual. To me, bringing your girlfriend to Las Vegas is like going to China with a bag of rice. You know what I'm saying? Plus, her pain-in-the-ass mother is in town. She doesn't like, I don't think she likes Italians. You know? She's one of these women that thinks she's high society. Told me when I first met her how her family is in the social register. I felt like 2 cents. I mean, my family got thrown out of the phone book. Told me how her family was entered into, when they came over on the Mayflower, they entered into many successful businesses. Yeah, well, my family entered many successful businesses too. They picked the locks. They knocked a hole in the wall. Very successful businesses. She's always got a wise remark, you know, always a sarcastic remark. We were watching the old Godfather movie the other day. Remember when the guy wakes up in the morning with a horse's head? She goes, what's the big deal? My daughter wakes up every morning with a horse's ass. I was on my way to the mall the other day. So she said, you know, my mother's girlfriend, or my mother's birthday is coming up in a few days. Why don't you pick her up something? I said, what do you want me to get her? She said, I don't know, get her something that'll make her look pretty. Oh yeah? So I went out and bought myself a bottle of JB. Anyway, I'm recently retired. You know, I got bored. I took a couple of part-time jobs. I went to work for a friend of mine who's a doctor, has one of those walk-in clinics. The first day I'm there, guy walks in from India. He's complaining. He can't sleep. He can't eat. He's depressed all the time. All right, so he's telling the doctor. So the doctor said, I'll tell you what. You take home this bucket. Now, this is unusual, but I want you to poo-poo in the bucket, then you pee-pee in the bucket. Really? So the guy said, okay, I try it. Calls back in the morning, oh, doctor, I feel fine. I've never felt so good in my life. Well, that's good. Hangs up the phone and says, holy Christ, doc, that was, what the hell kind of a remedy is that? There's nothing wrong with that guy. He was just homesick. We did a little traveling. We did a little traveling. We went on a safari. Anybody been on a safari down in Africa? Well, I'll tell you the truth, it was pretty interesting. I'm out in the field one afternoon and I'm taking pictures. You know, I'm taking pictures of all the trees. Oh, I hear this noise, and out of nowhere, this freaking lion is charging me. I mean, he's coming at me. He jumps, he's ready to jump on me. I slip out of the way. I get my ass off the ground. I look up, here the son of a bitch is coming at me from the other direction, the nick of time. I slip out of the way again. I'm telling this story to my friends back in New York. They said, holy Christ, I would have been shitting in my pants. I said, what the hell do you think I was slipping on? We went to Spain. We saw the bullfights. You know, after the fights, we went to this little Spanish restaurant. We're having dinner there. I see the people at the next table. They got these two round balls that they were eating. You know, it looked like oversized meatballs. So I said to the waiter, I go, excuse me, I said, those people at the other table, what are they eating? He said, I said, those look like pretty big meatballs. I said, well, they're meatballs, but they're not the kind of meatballs what you think. He said, you know, it's a Spanish tradition that when the matador slays the bull, you know, they cut off the family jewels and they cook them up. You know? I go, yeah, the family jewels, how they cook them up? Yeah, he says, that's tradition goes back 1,000 years. A few days later, I come in with my girlfriend. I said, you know, I think I want to try that, what they called it, the conquistador, the pelotas de toro, whatever it was. I said, I'm going to try that dish, you know, with those two big balls. So I ordered the dish. The waiter brings out like a couple of little marbles. So I said, Jose, come here, Aki. I said, what do you think? I'm some tourist just came into town on a load of watermelons? I said, you know, the other day I came and the bull's balls, they look like grapefruits. He said, well, senor, you must understand that sometimes the bull wins. That's for me.
All right, give it up for Bob Mangino, everybody. Bob Mangino. On deck, we've got Jim Germano right now. Put your hands together for Brendan.